Hello everybody and welcome back to Letton Farm. So of course this is my CCTV camera. This is the live playback which I've just downloaded to put into this vlog, and you can see me stood there in front of you. Hello. Now it was actually shown in the previous vlog without me realising that I might have caught a ghost on camera, and this was picked up by my viewers. So I'm just going to very quickly cut to that clip, and you can see just near the chain, near the door, this shadowy figure just appears and then just disappears. So now that I have shown you that, I'm going to walk over to where I think it was. It was just over here. And I really can't see where it could have come from. I mean, it could have come from in here, possibly, but I don't know. The thing is, though, the way it appeared, it was just super weird. It's like it came out of the ground and then just sort of came to life and then just disappeared into thin air, just like the pumpkin did. In fact, it was about, I would say, a couple of seconds before the pumpkin appeared. So it really is a mystery. I'm going to try and get to the bottom of this. I'm going to first of all speak to Dennis. I'm then going to go over to the Young's farm, and if Gary Turner's there, we can speak to him too, if it's possible to actually get a full sentence out of him without him going ooh. But yes, we're going to try and get to the bottom of this mysterious situation that is happening here. I don't believe in ghosts. Someone put the pumpkin there, and maybe that was just a trick of the light in the camera or something. So before I forget, I'm just going to pay the £5,000 which I owe for the mortgage. So let's just deduct that from the bank account, get it paid. There we go. And that leaves us with £3,706, and also the mortgage currently has £30,000 that needs to be paid off. So we are getting there. Also, you'll be interested to know that I have actually ordered £800 worth of gravel to put here. I thought dirt would be fine, but I think if the job is worth doing, which it is, because we're going to be driving on this piece quite a bit, it's worth doing properly. It needs to be done properly. So we're going to put gravel down. It should actually come out to here, where we have the original dirt, so we can sort of incorporate that piece of the yard into this piece, and it should look pretty good. Now, I think before actually I go and speak to everybody, I'm going to go and quickly tidy up this yard, because it is a bit of a mess, and I have been desperate to do this for the past few days. So if I can put as much as I can do either on the concrete pad there or in the shed, then at least that is tidying up a section here, and yeah, it's just going to look generally much tidier. Right, I should probably shut the door first, and I would say, oh, come on sheep, out of the way. Yes, don't venture into my new yard. It's my yard. They try and claim everything. They just like to explore quite a bit. Yeah, so I think probably the trailer can go outside on the concrete on this side. I doubt the space for anything on that side. It's been put pretty much up to, well, the fence has been put pretty much up to the concrete, which I did yesterday evening, whilst I was still in shock about seeing the pumpkin magically appear. I didn't know about the strange apparition until I read the comments this morning. So, spooky, but I'm not convinced by it. I really am not convinced. I think there is something else going on here. Anyway, that is the trailer positioned nicely. I think the next thing is the header trailer, because that is the thing that's just been annoying me quite a bit, because it's completely across the sheep field, which is not what I want to see at all. Get that picked up. And if there is space for some other stuff as well inside the shed, then we can put them in. There should be plenty of space. 3 bays. And I can probably put the drill and the cultivator just here in 1 bay, providing the drill isn't too wide. That is the only concern. Okay, the header trailer is obviously very long, so that's going to have to go just next to the other trailer. We're also going to put a fence up behind here. We need to put a fence behind just to distinguish the boundary of the yard, because currently you can just literally walk through here into the grass field, and that's not really good enough. So that needs to be done at some point when I have a bit more time and money, because I'm most likely going to have to buy some more fencing. Okay, so I'm just going to really quickly get things tidied up. It is really just those two over there, but anything else that can fit I can move. No point moving the Zetor tractor, because that thing is scrap. I'm going to scrap it in the next few days. I've looked at it, trying to consider if it was worth doing up or anything. It's completely burnt out. There's nothing. Even the metal has got fatigue due to the intense heat, so it's really not worth it. It's just going to have to be scrap value, unfortunately. Very sad to see, but then again, I didn't pay anything for it, so at least that is one good thing about the whole situation. Plus it wasn't stolen, which was also good. Okay, so they're both in there. Amazingly, the seed drill did fit, but I had to sort of put it in at an angle just to get between the two beams. The beams are actually very nicely spaced apart, but that is an exceptionally large drill, since it isn't one which folds up. So, yeah, anyway, that is good enough for today, with the clearing up of things. I think my next move is to go and speak to Dennis, if I can do. Just trying to think. I guess I could put the plough away. Although it's not really in the way there. So, yeah, I'm going to go and leave. I'm going to make sure the cameras are rolling. I do not want to miss anything here, because if I do, and something happens, I'll have no evidence. So it is very important that I do have any evidence that I can get from the cameras, just in case there is some kind of event, like, well, something getting stolen, I suppose. I think this time I'm going to keep the gate open, just to make sure. It could have been the wind blowing it before. You just never really know. We are going past the Young's farm first, but I would still like to know about... I want to just basically hear what Dennis has got to say for himself, claiming he is a police officer. He just isn't. He isn't. He never came across as one originally, and obviously the police have said that he isn't, so he's just playing a joke here. He must be. Anyway, we'll go and see what this fool has got to say for himself. Right. Dennis.
Ah. Hello, Dagwin. Come back for some food, have you?
No. Why are you claiming to be undercover for the police when you're not?
Very funny, wasn't it? It certainly got you fooled anyway. Oh, it's just me having a practical joke, you know. I'm quite a comical fella, really. Although, I don't think you saw the funny side.
Well, no, it wasn't very funny in the first place, and I'm kind of in a funny situation at the farm where we've got some funny things going on, so it wasn't exactly helpful.
Funny things, eh? What kind of funny things?
Well, I don't want to say supernatural, but yeah, along those lines. Also some funny notes and stuff.
Really? Ah. Well, you want to speak to Peter Wood? He had a story or two about that place. Aye, anyway. I can't make any money talking to you. See you later.
Peter Wood, that would make sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. I even have his phone number. I can just give him a ring. Well, I think I'm going to go and speak to Gary first, considering he actually lived there. If Gary is in. Gary is only related to the Youngs. He doesn't actually live at the Youngs' house. But that was actually more helpful than I thought he could be, because Dennis is usually a very strange person to talk to. Obviously, he's been just messing around with his silly jokes. Again, it could still be Dennis with his practical jokes. He seems to like doing jokes for whatever reason. Although, that seems to be the first one. He doesn't usually joke. He's a bit of a grump, if I'm honest, but he seemed fairly confident that something has actually happened at the farm before. Very interesting. Anyway, next stop, the Youngs' farm. Yes, and also, I think I'm just getting a bit tired of guessing why they're not farming. Obviously, it's not any of my business. I don't own the farm, but it's just weird. How can you run a farm and not use any machines? Let's see if they're going to answer. Oh, they are. Hello, Dagwin. What brings you back to our farm? Well, actually, I was looking for Gary Turner. I was trying to see if I could ask him some questions about the farm that I live at. He's not here at the moment, but he'll be back soon. Oh, okay. Can I just ask, are you actually running the farm, or have you got somebody else doing it for you? Because I never see much action going on. I know it's probably a rude thing for me to say, but just wondering, just inquisitive. To be honest with you, Dagwin, we just don't have the time. Our son is very poorly. We're spending all of our time caring for him. I didn't realise. I didn't even know you had a son. I am sorry. Do you need any help with the farm? I can spare maybe one day a week. That's very kind of you, Dagwin. I'm sure I'll be taking you up on your offer. Thank you very much. Crikey, I didn't realise. I didn't even know they had a son. So that explains it. Maybe that gets to the bottom of the Youngs being mysterious. Maybe they're not being mysterious at all. They just can't farm because they're constantly caring for their son who is obviously ill. It kind of explains Dennis with his response. So, for the first time, I feel to be getting somewhere. That's surprising. Which means we need to speak to Peter Wood. Desperately. I'm sure he has the answers for us. And yes, I'm very happy to help here once a week. Maybe 2 times a week. I don't know if we'll get paid. All I want is just, you know, a tiny bit of money to cover the fuel and stuff. If we're using our own tractors. Well, that is a real situation changer, I would say. There's me suspecting the Youngs as somebody who might be messing around. If what they say is true, the last thing they're going to be doing is throwing pumpkins over the wall. It's just not really what someone like that's going to do. Right, it all seems good. Nothing has happened. Nothing at all. Well, this is good. This is very good. I don't think the gravel is supposed to turn up until tomorrow because it has to be put on order and stuff. So hopefully tomorrow we can get that all leveled out and we can finish off creating this yard and just make it look really neat, really. I think, yeah, we've got space here for loads more stuff. Maybe the combine should come in here because currently it's just sat outside. It would be better off undercover. So I will do that. I'll put it away. It's going to be quite tricky to reverse it because it is very tight, this section of the yard, which is again why I'd like to put it in the slightly larger yard. This is tricky though. This is very tight. It's going to take me a while to manoeuvre. Okay, well there we go. I am free. Took a few minutes to do that, but yes, I'm not going to be parking back in there again. It's going to stay in this yard. Now for a bit more expert reversing, got to get it into the shed between the two poles. Okay, and I seem to have some wheel slip for whatever reason. It seems to be going in. Clearance is okay up there. Felt like it was wheel slipping. Yeah, it was just stuck on the slight ridge that there is just there. That is now in. Okay, right, we'll turn the engine off and oh, look at that. This crop is doing well. So we're going to be harvesting this crop very soon. I think the crop over there might be doing very well as well. Chances are, though, everything is done. I think I have fertilised everything as much as they need to be fertilised. Like I said, the soil around here is very fertile. Yeah, looks good. Looks very good. This does need to be finished off eventually, but I'm not in any rush to do that, although I do need to put some fertiliser on the grass. It's a very healthy crop. Okay, so let's move on. I think the only thing that I would like to do is sell some wool, if the price is good, and also fertilise the grass. And I think other than that, it is just a case of tidying up and doing odd jobs for people. The sheep may require some work. Seems good here. Yes, they may require some more water. But I'm going to go and speak to the spinnery, the wool merchant, and just see exactly what their current price is for that, because I've got quite a bit, and it would be very handy to get back over £5,000 again, since our bank account is fairly low. So I'll just close the gate, and I'm going to go and speak to them. Then we'll speak to Peter Wood. Right, I have spoken to them, and they have said that their price is currently £5,500 for 1,000 litres of wool, which I believe is actually not very good. I think we have had 8,000 and something before for the same thing, same 1,000 litres. So I'm going to wait. I'm just going to keep it filling up, and obviously when the price is really good, or when that is full, I will sell it. And if the price is bad when it's full, I'll just put that one undercover in either the workshop or the shed over there. So let's go and have an interesting discussion with Peter Wood if he is available. Hopefully he is. Hopefully I still have his number. I'm pretty sure I do. So, yes, Peter Wood. Here we go. Hello, Dagwin. I wasn't expecting to hear from you again. How are you doing? Oh, very good, thank you, Peter. If you've got some time, would it be possible just to answer a really quick question for me? Well, I'm quite busy, but yes, I have a couple of minutes to spare. What was your question? Well, as you know, when you left the area, I moved into Gary Turner's old place, and I've had some fairly supernatural experiences, so I was just wondering if you had any stories or information about this area. Do you know if it's haunted? No, I've not heard any ghost stories or information about the farm you're at. I heard that my farm is a bit haunted. At least that's what they said, although I never saw anything myself personally. You said once to me before, though, that you had a mysterious situation at Grizzly Mountain. That sounded weird to me. Oh, you're right. I did. There was an old cabin. It just disappeared. And yeah, I was terrified to go back. Well, it wouldn't explain why you have supernatural activity at your farm, but I would say that is what you want to be looking into. Sounds really weird. Anyway, is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Thanks for your time, Peter. Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe Dennis just got a bit confused, got the two farms mixed up. They are very nearby. I hope that cabin wasn't possessed by something and it followed us back. Nah, I'm being stupid. Of course it wouldn't. Right, let's get on with some farming. Nah, there's no such thing as ghosts. I'm going to spread some fertiliser on the grass field just over there. If we ever do become desperate for money, I will sell the standard mower because we're not going to use it too much. However, I am reluctant to get rid of it because I would prefer to keep it because you just never know when you may require it again. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it here for now. If we become desperate for money, I can just, you know, sell it back to the dealership for a small amount of money. Or I could sell it online. I could try selling something in an online auction. That could be quite fun. Although I could just get barely any money for it. Okay, right, well that's good enough there. And here is the 135 with some fertiliser in it. It doesn't have a great deal. There we go. And we will attempt to spread fertiliser over the entire grass field. Although it might just have to be on the area that's being cut, since it probably wouldn't be very effective on the long area. So that's what I'll focus on. I'll focus on the cut area, just to try and improve the yield. I can always put some fertiliser on the non-cut area once it's been cut. And I'd say it's worth it, because it really does increase the amount of grass you get off each cut. That should do for now. So, we did just about have enough. There's a small amount left in the hopper. I can now start to take things out of the workshop as well. That's quite a good thing to do. I reckon a good thing to do as well is to block in the drill, since that's not going to be used for a while. We currently have 3 fields, one of which is very small, growing, and before we can even drill it again we have to harvest it and cultivate it. So yeah, it's going to be a while until that's going to be used. So there is the fertiliser spreader, and behind, or in front of that as well, we'll put the IBC. And then, yeah, we have some firewood, which I'll probably use inside, and our little rotavator, and also a nice grass bale, just casually sat here, which will be given to the sheep as soon as they require it. But I'm very happy with how this yard has now turned out. It is such a nice addition. If only we had the gravel down, but we will do very soon. It will be absolutely perfect then. Like I did explain before, it's not much of an addition, but every bit of extra space helps, because before I was really restricted. Just this little area here, very tiny area, which is still going to be where I park vehicles, but yeah, obviously the combine and stuff, they don't really fit here. Nothing happening here, that's good to see. No ghosts inside here, I hope. No. I'm actually not expecting to see one. But there's always this feeling that something weird could happen. Right, so this log can go with the other logs in the corner. Tidy up the front of the workshop. And yeah, very soon, this is actually going to become a workshop again. And maybe I will go back to buying and selling machines and, you know, doing them up for a profit. Because as it turns out, the tractor which I had before wasn't even stolen. At least they couldn't prove that it was stolen. So that was good. Okay. Right. I just need to be able to afford a pickup now, and then I think I'll have everything I require. I'm just missing a car. Right, so I'm going to look into the mysterious cabin. We're going to have to go back to Grizzly Mountain to try and find out what it was, but I think just for today I'm going to go and speak to the Youngs again just to offer my services. If they want me to do anything there today, then I'm happy to do that because I now have the afternoon free. So yeah, I'm just going to have a good wander down the road. I think this time we'll keep the gate shut again, and we will basically go and see if they need any help. In a way I hope they do, but as long as the job isn't too big. If it's just a case of moving something from one place to another. Right. Oh, hello Gary. Yeah, I dropped by to try and speak to you earlier, and I was just wondering if you had any experience with supernatural activity over at the farm?
Ooh, no.
Right, okay, well, yeah, I was kind of expecting that response. Anyway, do you know if the Youngs need any help?
Ooh, no.
Are you sure you didn't actually ask them? Are they in?
Ooh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, just let them know if they do return that I am happy to do any work today or tomorrow. I'm not really too busy since my crops are just still growing and they're all, you know, under control. So I've got a few hours to spare.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Gary. Goodbye. He's weird. He is really weird. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today then. I'm just going to wander back to the farm. And yeah, as soon as I can afford a pickup truck, we're going to be heading out to a supermarket. Otherwise, we're going to be trying out the online ordering and getting home delivery, which will be quite an interesting thing to do, actually. And there should be quite a good selection of what is going on here? Why is my tractor in the gateway? Let me just think. I left the gate shut, and I definitely leave the tractor there. The tractor was round here. Right. Let's review the CCTV. This is ridiculous.